words worthless, hopeless, and pathetic run circles in your mind till they are all you know. Your existence in this world begins to seem pointless, and you can't help but wonder, why am I still here? The loss of energy and motivation weighs heavily as you struggle to open your eyes on a new day, and know you have to pretend like nothing is suffocating you from the inside. It is cancerous. Some affected seek help. For others, it may be too late. 1 in 10 people have depression, and I was that person as I was diagnosed 5.5 years ago, and it is still a daily struggle. Most people know of depression, but not the serious effects it has on a person's mental, physical, and emotional health. Mentally, depression is evasive and weakening, wreaking havoc on my thoughts. Thinking when depressed is dangerous. All those innocent thoughts come to mean so much more as you overanalyze them with a pessimistic perspective. My best friend from high school is my roommate, and sometimes when we sit in silence for too long, or she hangs out with our friends for hours upon hours, it hurts. In my head, I'm telling myself that she's sick of me, that they're talking about me behind my back, that I might as well lock myself away so I won't burden them any longer. These thoughts seem silly now, but they almost cripple me when they come. Difficulty making decisions, concentrating, and remembering details are symptoms of depression. I have found that one of the most difficult things for me is to decide what I want to eat. It is the most infuriating thing I have to do. I can go back and forth, considering the pros and cons of my options, and yes, I actually do that. Concentrating in class is a struggle on its own. The ease at which my mind wanders worried me at first, but throughout the years I've found that if I am wide awake and do not let my thoughts astray, I can make it. For a while at least. Remembering details is not something I'm great at by far. Usually I'm lucky enough to recall the event at all. If I want to remember what I wore 3 days ago, I have to look through my dirty laundry. If I want to remember if I'm mad at someone, I either have to go through my text or ask someone if I've talked to them about it. Some people may seem like an airhead because of my lack of memory of what was said or done, but I promise I try. Physically, depression is draining. Honestly, it's a miracle that the people living with this illness can lift themselves out of bed in the morning. No energy or motivation can be found, and yet we know we usually don't have a choice. The fatigue that accompanies depression follows you everywhere, no matter how much sleep you had the night before. My crutch for this tiredness is coffee, which, according to the Nurses' Health Study, shows a 20% decrease in depression for women. Thank you, Starbucks. It may not be the healthiest solution for the fatigue, but it is effective and has become my comfort drink as well. Emotionally, depression brutally tears you apart and scatters your feelings in every direction possible. With extreme highs and dangerous lows, depression is a legitimate emotional roller coaster. I can tell you that it is possible for someone to care too much about someone or a thing to become too dependent or too attached. I can also tell you it's possible for someone to not care about anything. Based on my experience, the roller coaster begins by building those happy emotions, rising as everything goes great and feeling as though nothing can ruin it. Then arrives the plunge, which I compare to the 5 stages of grief. Stage 1, denial and isolation. I shut myself off by either going to my room or just driving away. My phone usually goes ignored unless it's my mom, because then I get in trouble. Stage 2, anger. I can literally feel it coursing through my veins sometimes. I can rant for hours about how everyone in the world sucks. Stage 3, bargaining. If only I hadn't done that. If only I had said this, etc., etc. Stage 4, depression. This for me is more of an emotional numbness. And it's not like anything I've ever experienced, a hollowness that I've come to enjoy. Stage 5, acceptance. This is the part where I'm like, okay, it happened. I'm done. I'm over it. Let's just move on. Today, I have opened up and informed you on some of the inner turmoil a person living with depression goes through. If you know someone struggling, do not write it off as something they can just easily get over. Up to 15% of those clinically depressed die by suicide each year. No one can truly understand these emotions unless you've gone through them yourself. But now you have an idea, and that's more than what most people can say.